I speak to lots of different groups about the importance of writing their life stories. Writers groups, genealogy groups, civic groups, all kinds of groups. One question that comes up regularly, which sometimes surprises me, is one I thought I would answer for you today. Hi, I'm Patricia Chaponthier, and welcome to episode 41 of the Life Writers Vlog, where you can find inspiration and useful tips to help you write your life stories. People regularly ask me if it's better to write by hand or on the computer. Don't know. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. Some people still use typewriters. I had one student in my classes at the Enrichment Academy in the Villages type all of his stories on an IBM Selectric typewriter. Bill was in his early 90s and he had been typing for most of his life. He could go ridiculously fast with unbelievable accuracy. Since the advent of word processing in the 1980s, 1990s, writers took to WordPerfect, WordStar, and others, but by the year 2000, Microsoft Word had taken over, and writers never looked back. Very few current writers write their first drafts by hand, though definitely some still do. Novelist Toni Morrison wrote her first drafts by hand. Thriller and suspense writer James Patterson still hand writes his first drafts and then has someone transfer it into text for him. If you don't currently write by hand, you may want to try it and see if your writing is different. Writing by hand certainly slows you down, which might be a good thing. It tends to give you more time to choose your words and be deliberate with your sentence structures. Writing by hand is also less distracting. You have a pen and a pad of paper. You don't have other apps popping up with notifications. There's not the temptation to check your email real quick. It's just you and your ideas. Also, when you write by hand, you can write anywhere. You don't need a laptop or an electrical outlet. There's no special equipment. Any pen and piece of paper will do the job, even if it's not your favorite ink pen and your paper of choice. I don't know how true it is, but I've also heard the heart is connected directly to the hand. So there's more heart in handwritten stories. I don't know, but I've heard that. I have pain when writing by hand, so I save my handwriting for my daily 5-year journal entries. I can also keep up with my thoughts so much better when writing on a laptop rather than writing by hand. But I definitely see the difference when I do write by hand as opposed to writing on the computer. By hand, my sentences are short, almost staccato-like. Every one starts with a subject followed by a verb. I don't have sentences that flow, a mixture of sentence structures. It is very functional. So my writing instrument of choice is one with a keyboard, and it has been since I was 14 years old and writing for a newspaper. What about you? Do you write by hand or on a computer? Why do you use the method you do? Have you ever tried writing in a different way, either by hand or on a computer if it's opposite from your normal experience? Tell us about what you do and what you have learned about yourself when it comes to writing by hand or writing on the computer. But whether you write by hand or the computer, it makes no difference, because the only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. So if you're writing, you're doing it right. If you liked what you just watched, sign up to be notified of future vlog posts, Sunday stories, and upcoming events. Use the buttons down below to share this episode on social media or with a friend who might enjoy it. Until next time, everybody, happy writing.
If you enjoyed this week's episode, you will love our Life Writers membership. Whether you don't know where to start writing your life stories, have started and stopped many times, or have been writing but want to receive feedback to make your stories better, the Life Writers membership is where you need to be. We have a Get Started roadmap, an extensive library of instructional videos, live events via Zoom, and a supportive and active community. If you want to take the stories that live in your heart and mind and put them onto the page, check out Life Writers at lifewriters.us.